Hi, okay, so we're gonna actually get into the angle addition postulate this time here in part 2. All right, so what is the angle addition postulate? Let's get to it right away. So this is saying if you've got something like this picture right here, if D is in the interior of this angle right here, ABC, then this has to be true right here. Angle ABD and angle DBC, if you were to add those two together, so this angle and this angle, put them together, then it should equal this total. So angle ABC. And that should make some sense to you. So let's kind of take a look at how this might apply. So let's start with kind of a simpler version, and then we'll get into ones that are maybe a little bit more complicated. Okay, so if angle ABD is 48 degrees, so ABD, this is 48 degrees, and angle DBC is 78, then what is angle ABC? So well, you should be able to just say 48 plus 78, which would give us a total of 126 and 126 degrees. So the measure of angle ABC is equal to 126 degrees. Okay, hopefully that makes some sense. All right, so now same kind of situation here, but they're going to give us a little bit different things here. So in this case, it says, what if the measure of angle DBC, so this angle right here, is 74, and the measure of the whole thing, ABC, this whole thing is 119. Then they want to know, well, what is this part right here, measure of angle ABD? Well, we know then we would just need to take and subtract those two. So if I go 119 minus 74, that gives us what's left over, which would be 45 degrees. So the measure of angle ABD there would be 45 degrees. So this is the angle addition postulate. And as you might expect, they're going to ramp it up by putting in some algebra in there to try to confuse you, but the premise is still the same. So if your algebra skills are strong, you'll be fine. If not, we're going to practice this a lot, so you'll get better as we go through. So, all right, let's take a look at this one. It says, if the measure of angle PQR, so that's the whole thing. So this whole thing from here to here is 141 degrees. Find each of these down here. So we need to know what X is. So in order to set this up, I know that this angle right here, PQS, plus this angle right here, SQR, they have to be added together and should equal 141. So I want to say that. I'm going to do that. Let's just kind of make sure that we're all good. We know that they have to equal each other and be 141. So I'm going to just say 13x plus 4 plus 10x minus 1. If I add those together, I better get 141. And then if I solve this, I should be able to find x. And this will also allow me to find the other angles. So I'm going to combine like terms. So I've got some x's I want to put together first. So 13x plus 10x is 23x. And then 4 minus 1 is positive 3. And that's equal to 141. Okay, so then next I want to subtract 3 from both sides. So minus 3. I have 23x equals 138. Okay, and then I want to divide by 23, divide by 23. Oops, that's not a 23. That's a 28 for some reason. Okay, x equals, and then 138 divided by 23 is 6. Okay, so I now know that x here is 6. I can write it over there. Now, the next thing that they want to know is what is the measure of angle PQS. So that's this one right here. And they tell us that that's 13x plus 4. So now I'm just going to plug in and figure out what that is. So PQS would be 13 times 6 and then plus 4. Okay, so let's go to our calculator. I'm going to go 13 times 6 and then plus 4, so that's 82. 78 plus 4. So this gives me 82. Now that's 82. Remember, this is degrees, so I want to make sure that I put my degree symbol on that because this angle. So this angle right here is 82 degrees. Now you can do this a variety of ways for this next one. You could plug in for x and make sure you get the correct thing, or you could take 141 minus 82, whatever you feel like. So I'm just going to plug in. I better do a different one color than that. So let's try this now. We want to find SQR. If I do 10 times 6 minus 1, that's 60 minus 1, which is 59. Now remember, these two together, 82 plus 59, is supposed to equal 141. So if we did it right, we'd have it. So let's double check that we got it right. So 82 plus 59 is 141. Okay, we're in good shape then. All right, so that's just an algebra one to try to make sure that you're on the same page with what the angle addition postulate is. Okay, so let's try a couple more. I've got a few in here just for some practice, so we got 2 more. Okay, so if the measure of angle JKM, so this angle is 43. Let's write that in there. This is 43 degrees. And the measure of MKL is 8x minus 20. And the measure of the whole thing, so this whole thing is 10x, I'm going to write it up here, minus 11. Okay, then find each measure. So now I know that this angle plus this angle together should equal this one. So that's what I'm going to write in my equation. So I'm just going to say 43 plus 8x minus 20. That should be equal to the whole thing, 10x minus 11. Okay, so now I want to always simplify both sides before I start moving stuff around. So I want to simplify the left. 43 minus 20, I want to do that first. So 43 minus 20 is 23 plus 8x equals 10x minus 11. The right side is fine, so I don't need to do anything with that. Now I want to get all my x's on one side, so I'm going to subtract 8x. Subtract 8x. I get 23 equals 2x minus 11. Okay, and then I'm solving for x now, so I want to get rid of this 11 first. And I got 34 over here equals 2x. And then we're going to divide by 2, divide by 2. So x equals 17. Okay, so I'm going to write that over here. That's my x. Now they want us to find also MKL and JKL. So let's do that. MKL, it says is 8x minus 20. So we're going to go 8. So we're doing this one right here. 8 times 17 and then minus 20. Okay, so let's break out our calculator. 8 times 17 minus 20. I get 116. Okay. So this is equal to 116, and that is 116 degrees we want to put on there. Okay, so now I know that one. Now let's do our other one, which is the measure of JKL, which is 10x minus 11. So let's do 10 times 17 minus 11. So this is 170 minus 11, which would be 159. So this is 159 degrees. Okay, so we've got those things that they were looking for, and we're good. All right, so hopefully this is starting to make some sense now. Let's do one more to make sure. And because you can see a lot of reading, you just got to take your time and really read these carefully. And sometimes the pictures are just trying to mess with you. So don't let it. It'll be fine. Okay, so this last one says, if BD, ray BD, bisects CBE. Okay, so ray BD is right here. Whoops, is right here. There we go. And it bisects CBE. So that means that this and this are congruent. Okay. Also, BC is perpendicular to BA. So that means those are 90 degrees. So I'm going to put, let's do a different color here. This, because they're perpendicular, that has to be 90 degrees. Okay. And then, so it's best to just label what you know, right? So let's do that. And then, okay, the measure of CBD is 3x plus 25. So this is 3x plus 25. Okay. The measure of DBE is 7x minus 19. So that's this one, 7x minus 19. Okay. Now, it says find the measure of ABD. So that's the whole thing. Well, that's from here to here. Well, if we can figure out what these two angles are here, this one and this one, will be good. And we know that they're the same, so that's how we can start. I'm going to set those equal to each other, and then we can kind of go from there. So let's start there. 3x plus 25 equals 7x minus 19. Okay, getting all my x's on one side, I'm going to subtract 3x, subtract 3x. These cancel, I got 25 equals 4x minus 19. I'm going to add 19 to both sides. I got 44 equals 4x. If I divide by 4 on both sides, we know that x is 11. Okay, so now I know that x is 11. I want to plug it back into one of these two. It doesn't matter which one, and find out what my total is. So if we do that, let's just do 3x plus 25. So I'm going to, let's see. We'll go over here. So 3 times 11 plus 25. So that's 33 plus 25, which is 58. Okay, so I know that this angle CBD is now 58 degrees. So I'm going to erase this here and put 58. Now because DBE is the same, I know that this is 58. And I also know that this is 90. So they're asking for what is this total right there. So I'm just going to add those up. So we'll go 90 plus 58 plus 58. And we get 206. So in this case, that's the total. Now, I read that wrong. They only want from here to here. So I just want 90 plus 58. So if we do 90 plus 58, that's 148. So I went too far. I went ABE, but we only want ABD. So we actually only want from here to here. So just these two. But just look at that. There's a lot of information there. Just read it carefully. Maybe read it a little bit better than I did, but you've got it. That's the information. Just take your time with that. All right. I hope that makes sense. Again, don't forget to write a summary of your notes, and then here's the assignment. Good luck. Bye.